Magandang araw grade 9, narito na naman tayo muli para sa isang panibagong video lesson. Bago tayo magsimula, kailangan muna nating i-like, i-share at mag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel upang ikaw ay maging isang matalinong Noipi. Ano ba ang dapat nating pag-aralan? Ang ating bagong lesson ay tungkol sa ratio and proportion. Ano nga ba ang ratio at ano nga ba ang proportion? Tara!
Ratio is the comparison of two quantities by division. Ratios can be expressed into two forms. Ano naman yung two forms na to? Yan, the column form and the fraction form. Yan, paano natin babasahin yan? 9:14. So, yan ang column form. At pag gagawin naman natin fraction form, yung 9, gagawin natin numerator, and 14 yung denominator. Ayan. Ang basa natin dyan, 9/14 or 9:14. Paano naman natin babasahin ito? Tama. 23:18. At pag fraction form, gagawin natin numerator ang 23 at denominator ang 18. Ayan. So, babasahin natin yan as 23:18 or 23/18. Paano naman natin i-express or isusulat ang ratio of monkey to banana? So, unang-una, bibilangin mo muna kung ilang monkeys meron ka at kung ilang bananas. So, ilang monkeys meron tayo? Tama. 2. At meron din tayong 8 bananas. So, isusulat natin to bilang 2:8. So, there are 2 monkeys for every 8 bananas. At kung isusulat naman natin sa fraction form, 2/8. Tingnan natin to. What is the ratio of the red marbles to the yellow marbles? So, bilangin natin ulit. Ilan ang ating red marbles? At ilan naman ang ating yellow marbles? So, ang ating red marbles ay 12 at ang ating yellow marbles ay 8. Kaya isusulat natin yan bilang 12:8. At kung fraction naman, 12/8. Ito pa. So, tignan natin. What is the ratio of the red marbles to the yellow marbles? So, kung titignan natin, ang ating red marbles ay nakaset ng tig-4. Ganon din ang ating yellow marbles. So, ilang tig-4 ang ating red marbles? 3. At ang ating yellow marbles, 2. So, kung i-express natin yan sa column form, 3:2. At pag fraction naman, 3/2. Madali lang mag-express ng ratio, di ba? Tignan natin to. Okay. So, if you are going to look at this figure, meron tayong 3 colored red squares out of 6 squares. So, ito ay 3:6. At kung titignan naman natin yung ating figure sa taas, meron tayong 2 rectangles and one of which is colored green. At ito ay 1:2 kung i-express natin sa ratio. Pag compare natin yung dalawang figure, 1:2 is equal to 3:6. At ito ay example ng proportion. Ano naman ang proportion? Equality of two ratios. Ibig sabihin, pag ang dalawang ratio ay equal, yun ay tinatawag nating proportion. Katulad niyan. Sinasabi dito na ang ratio na A:B is equal to C:D. At kung i-express natin siya sa fraction, A/B is equal to C/D. Yung mga values natin ng B at C, ang tawag natin dyan ay means. At yung values na A at D, ang tawag naman natin dyan ay extremes. Yan, tatandaan nyo yan ha, kung asan ang ating means at ang ating extremes. At pag gagawin naman natin siyang fraction form, ang ating means ay, ayan, C at D, at A at D naman ang ating extremes. Okay, bakit natin kailangang malaman yan? Gagamitin natin yan sa fundamental law of proportions. Ano naman yung fundamental law of proportions? Yan. So, sinasabi dito na ang fundamental law of proportion, in every proportion, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Paano natin ipapaliwanag yan? Ginagamitan ito ng cross multiplication para makapag-solve tayo ng mga missing values. Tingnan natin. Using the fundamental law of proportion, which is in every proportion, the product of the means is equal to the product of the extremes. Okay, ito yung mga examples natin. You solve for the missing value of each proportion. For example, number 1, 3 is to 5 is equal to n is to 10. So, kailangan muna natin ay identify ang ating means at ang ating extremes. Because it says here that the product of the means, yan, is equal to the product of the extremes. So, nasa ng ating means dito? So, ang ating means dito ay 5 and n. At ang ating extremes naman ay 3 and 10. So, we apply the law. 5 times n is equal to 3 times 10. So, you have 5n is equal to 30. To solve for your n, we divide both sides by 5. So, makakancel yung 5. So, your n is equal to 30 times 5 is equal to 6. Yan. So, very important sa atin na ma-identify natin ang means at ang ating extremes. Okay. For problem number 2, okay, 9 over x is equal to 6 over 2. So, asan ang ating means? Tama. Ang ating means ay 6 and x at ang ating extremes naman ay 9 and 2. Yan. So, solve natin ngayon ang ating value ng x using the fundamental law of proportion. So, the product of the means, which is 6 times x, or 6x, is equal to the product of the extremes, which is 9 times 2. Yan. Okay. So, your 6x is equal to 9 times 2 is 18. Okay. You divide both sides by 6. So, for x, cancel ang 6. So, your x is equal to 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay. Example number 3. 4 over 7 is equal to 8 over n. So, asan ang ating means? So, ang ating means ay tama. 8 and 7. At ang ating extremes dito ay din. 4 and n. Okay. So, when we apply the fundamental law of proportion, so we have 8 times 7 or 7 times 8, okay, is equal to 4n. Okay. So, 7 times 8 is 56. Is equal to 4n. You divide both sides by 4 to solve for n. So, 56 divided by 4 is 14 is equal to n. So, your n is equal to 14. Okay. Madali lang, diba? Okay. Tingnan pa natin yung ibang examples para mahasa tayo sa pagsosolve ng missing value using the fundamental law of proportion. Okay, so dito sa problem na to, you are given 2 over 3 is equal to 6 over n. So, importante na ma-identify natin ang ating means. Ang ating means ay 6 and 3. Tama. At ang ating extremes ay tama. 2 and n. So, applying the law, 6 times 3, which is the product of our means, is equal to 2n, which is the product of our extremes. Okay. So, 6 times 3 is 18, is equal to 2n. Okay, so if we divide both sides by 2 to solve for n, so makakancel yan. So, 18 divided by 2 is 9. This is equal to your n. So, your n is equal to 9. Dali lang, diba? Okay. Ito naman ulit sa problem number 2 natin. Okay, kailangan natin ulit malaman kung nasa na ating means. Ang ating means ay yan. Tama. 7 and t. At ang ating extremes naman ay 3 and 35. Okay. Using the fundamental law of proportion, okay, the product of the means daw. So, you have 7 times t is equal to 3 times 35. So, you have 7t. This is equal to 105. Okay. You divide both sides by 7 to solve for t. So, cancel. So, your t is equal to 15. Okay. Now, dito naman tayo sa problem number 3. So, 9 over c is equal to 6 over 8. Okay. So, ano ulit ang ating extremes? At ang ating means. So, ang ating means ay yan. 6 and c. At ang ating extremes ay tama. 9 and 8. Yan. Okay. So, applying again the law, the product of the means is equal to the product of the streams. So, we have 6c is equal to 9 times 8. Okay. So, you have 6c is equal to 9 times 8 is 72. Okay. You divide both sides by 6 to solve for c. Okay. So, your c is equal to 72 divided by 6 is 12. Madali lang, di ba? So, pag ganitong klaseng problem, talagang ang tatandaan lang natin ay ang ating means at ang ating extremes. Okay. So, meron din tayong ginagamitan ng ratio and proportion na magsosolve tayo ng word problems. Okay. So, tingnan natin itong example na ito. Okay. Brian is typing a research paper. Okay. So, he can type 72 words in 2 minutes. At this rate, so parehas na rate daw, how many words can he type in 18 minutes? Okay, so i-column form muna natin siya. So, sabi dito, si Ryan daw makaka-type ng 75 words, okay, in 2 minutes. So, 75 is to 2. Okay. So, the same rate daw, okay, so, is equal to ilang words daw ang matatype niya in 18 minutes? So, hindi natin alam. So, gamitan natin to ng variable x. Yan. At, 18 minutes. So, yan. So, kung gagawin natin siyang fraction form, so you have 75 divided by 2 is equal to, okay, x over 18. Yan. Para mas madali tayong makasolve ng x. So, using the fundamental law of proportion, kunin natin ang ating means. So, ang ating means dito ay tama. By cross-multiplying, 2 and x, at ang ating extremes naman ay 75 and 18. Yan. So, kailangan talaga nating ilagay ang ating mga given para hindi tayo malito. Okay. So, using the fundamental law of proportion, so you have the product of the means, which is 2 times x, is equal to the product of the extremes, which is 75 times 18. Okay. So, 2 times x is 2x. Okay. Is equal to 75 times 18 is 1,350. To solve for your x, you divide both sides by 2. Cancel 2. So, your x is equal to 1,350 divided by 2 is 675. So, ibig sabihin, Brian can type 675 words in 18 minutes. Okay. So, sa problem solving, napaka-importante na i-identify mo siya at ilagay mo lahat ng mga given para ma-solve ng maayos.
Ayan. Ngayon at alam na natin ang ibig sabihin ng ratio, ng proportion, at napag-aralin na rin natin ang fundamental law of proportions, madali na lang tayong makakapag-solve ng missing value gamit ang ating means at extremes. Di ba madali lang? Kaya?